Hi, class of 2024. I am Mrs. Adams, and I am the Director of School Counselors for Hobart High School. Today, we'll be reviewing the class of 2024 scheduling video and slides, and the goal of today is to help you get a head start on your scheduling process. The schedule process won't end until the end of April, but we want to give you guys some information today to get you going so that you can make good choices for next year. So items that you will need for scheduling, you will need the Canvas module that I will show you in just a moment. You will need the link to the pathway guide, Skyward, which is where you schedule all of your classes, and you will use Setmore to make an appointment with your counselor. So here we're looking at your grade level Canvas page, and you'll see a new button that says 2021-2022 scheduling. This will be linked to a module that will help you have all of the resources that you need. The copy of the slides will be there, the presentation will be there, information about graduation will be there, and how to document your graduation requirements will be there as well. Next, we will look at the pathway guide, and so I'm going to click on this link, and although it's not currently linked, but it will be by the time you guys schedule, you will see that we open up to the School City of Hobart website, and on this very first link will be your pathway guide, and you can open that up to read it. We are not printing the pathway guides this year. We will put everything online, which will allow us to make changes as needed, and so that will be available to you always on the school website. And so this is what the front of the pathway guide looks like. So it looks like last year's, but it will be updated for this year. And what I'm going to do now is talk you through some of the pages that are helpful to you in the pathway guide. And so starting on page 4, this is where you'll see graduation pathways, which are your graduation requirements. We refer to these as the 3 buckets. And so the 3 buckets are required for graduation. You must fill all 3. Bucket 1 is your high school diploma and the classes that you have to pass for graduation. Bucket 2 is employability skills, which will be either project-based learning, service-based learning, or work-based learning. And bucket 3 are your post-secondary ready competencies. So I'll go into detail about buckets 2 and 3. And so for bucket 2, this is your service-based learning, project-based learning, or work-based learning. And so you have to do one of the 3, and it can be completed at any point in high school. So some of you might finish this as a 9th grader. So you can see under project-based learning, there are certain classes that count for graduation. Service-based learning are our clubs and sports. So by participating in a club or sport, you can meet bucket 2. And then in the 3rd column, you'll see work-based learning. So this is either having a job while in high school, earning the work ethic certificate, or completing one of the classes in that column. You can document your career, your employability skills in Skyward by filling out the form in your Canvas page. Bucket 3 is your post-secondary ready competencies. And so you have to meet one of these on the list on the left. And so you might be completing your academic or technical honors diploma, passing the ASVAB, the ACT or SAT benchmark, earning a certification in one of your classes, or by completing a CTE concentrator or AP or dual credit. For the CTE concentrator, you have to take 2 advanced classes that are CTE. And so this might be radio and TV 1 and then radio and TV 2. This could be for Project Lead the Way. It could be Principles of Engineering and another engineering course. It could be Human Body Systems and Medical Interventions. There are lots of options. For the AP or dual credit, you have to take 3 classes that are AP or dual credit and have a C average in those classes. This will be discussed at your scheduling meeting with your counselor, so you don't need to worry about it, but it's really important that when you're scheduling that you pick classes that will also help you graduate high school. So speaking of early college, we sometimes also refer to this as dual credit or concurrent enrollment, and this is when you're taking classes at the high school that also earn you college credit. These are free, they come from Ivy Tech, and so you can talk to your teachers to find out more about the classes, but we recommend trying to take some during high school so that you get a feel for what college might be like. And as a reminder, college isn't necessarily just 4-year colleges. There are many programs that offer 2-year degrees or certificate programs, or maybe go along with the trades. And so it's not just your traditional 4-year college that we're talking about when we talk about college. All right, on this page, we've got the STGEC, which is students who are earning 1 year of college while in high school. And so this shows you what classes you have to take to be able to get those 30 credits. And this transfers as a block to any public university in Indiana as a 30 credit sequence that typically counts as your first year of college. And it can be done here at the high school. All right, so we have our 5 schools and our 5 career pathways, and it is our goal that you find yourself in one of these pathways, even though that might change while you're in high school. And this will help you when you're looking at the pathway guide to look at the classes that are involved in each area and what might help you during high school. So this is just an example. This is the School of Human Services, and you can see on page 27 different occupations at the top that are in that school, as well as electives that you can take that count towards it. As you go down the list, you'll see the early college classes that count for the School of Human Services. And then if you look in the middle, you'll see graduation pathway requirements for 2023 and 2024. And here's where you'll see the CTE sequences that you can take to meet bucket 3. This is available for all 5 schools. I'm only showing you the human services one at this moment. Once you get to the back of the pathway guide, you will see the course descriptions. And so you can see by looking at the very first page where it talks about a key to understanding the pathway guide, you'll see buckets 2 and buckets 3, and then you'll see what classes have an IVY symbol, meaning that they are dual credit. All right, so the scheduling process for 2021, 2022, I'm going to show you Skyward and show you how to actually schedule your classes. So when you log into your Skyward account, on the left-hand side, you'll click on Schedule, and then you'll see a button that looks like the one at the top that says Course Request Now Open, and then it will say your name and then Request Courses for 21, 22, and you will click on that link. And then a screen will open just like at the bottom, and you will be able to see all the classes on the left-hand side that you can choose, and you're going to choose Add Course to move them to the right-hand side. At the end of this, you will want 14 credits total on the right-hand side. And then you'll see a button that says Request Alternates. These would be classes that you take in case you don't get into the ones that you picked, and we highly recommend that you choose these. When your counselor is working on your schedule in the summer, they're able to see what alternate classes you might take if you don't get into your first choices. When you are finished adding courses on the right-hand side, you just close out of this screen. There's no button to submit. You just close out of it and it's automatically saved. You can come back in here at any time and update that up until May 31st. Now I'll talk about the classes that are required for sophomore year. You have to take 2 semesters of English 10, 2 semesters of World History, 2 semesters of Math, and 2 semesters of either ICP or Chemistry. So starting with English, you have to pick 2 semesters of English 10. We offer regular and honors. And so as you're going through these slides later, you'll see the course numbers so that you can sign up for those in Skyward. And they are 7005 and 7005H, and you will add that to your schedule. For World History, you'll see that we have regular World History and Honors World History, which is for dual credit. And so you'll need to make a selection of one of those for your schedule. For science, you have to take a physical science class. So you all took biology this year, which is required for graduation. And next year, you'll pick a physical science. Your choices are integrated chemistry physics, chemistry 1, and chemistry 1 honors. And so you will make a choice and put that into Skyward. For math next year, everyone has to take a math class or quantitative reasoning class every year of high school. So if you are finishing Algebra 1 this year, you will sign up for geometry. If you will finish Algebra 1 honors this year, then you should sign up for geometry honors in the summer or for next school year. And if you are finishing geometry honors this year or taking geometry honors in summer school, then you will sign up for Algebra 2 honors next year. If you are working on the academic honors diploma, your GPA must be a 3.0 by the time you graduate. All grades that count toward the diploma must be a C- or higher, and you'll need 2 fine arts credits coming from either guitar, choir, band, art theater, yearbook, or orchestra. You have to take 3 years of one world language or 2 years of 2 world languages. You need 8 math credits and either 2 AP courses or 6 college credits, or a combination of 1 AP course and 3 college credits. This year, you are taking Preparing for College and Careers during Power Hour, and next year, you will take Interactive Media, which is paired with your World History class during Power Hour. In the Pathway Guide, you can also see a page about elective videos, and so I've also linked it here so that you guys can click on this link, and this will be updated as we get more videos. But this will allow you to see the classroom teacher talk about the classes that you might want to take. And so this is a great place to start if you're not sure what electives to add to your schedule. So as a sophomore, since you need English, math, science, and social studies, you'll still have 3 spots left for electives. If you're wanting to take a study hall next year, make sure that you add it to your schedule as both 70213A and or 213B, and this allows you to take it for the whole year. So A is first semester, B is second semester. It is a lot easier for us to change your schedule if you decide you don't want a study hall, but it's really good for planning purposes that if you think you need a study hall, then you will take that and put that in your schedule now. Let me move myself. Schedules are due Thursday, April 29th. So I know that's a long time from now, and this gives you plenty of time to think about it. My recommendation would be that you work on it now and then put it away and think about it again when you meet with your counselor. You will schedule a time to meet with your counselor during the week of April 20th through the 23rd. And so you'll use Setmore to make an appointment for you and your parent to meet with the school counselor. And during that meeting, you guys will be talking about your 4-year plan, your graduation pathway, and your classes for high school. And so I recommend first looking through the Pathway Guide and using this video to figure out which classes you have to take and then which classes you want to take, and then put those classes into Skyward. They will be due by Thursday, April 29th, but you'll have until May 31st to be able to change that with your counselor. If you have questions about whether or not you should take a course, consider the following. Are you interested in the course? So I can't tell you guys how many times I hear a student took a class because either their boyfriend or girlfriend was taking it, or a friend was taking it, or they heard it was cool, but they didn't actually do the research to make sure they wanted to take the course. You are the one who has to do the homework and participate in the class, and so make sure that you're making choices for you and not for somebody else. If the class is required for graduation, should you take regular or honors? So I would always recommend talking to the teacher first to get more information about the class, and then thinking about whether you are ready for rigor. So rigor would be taking something harder that's going to challenge you. And so thinking about, are you ready for that? Do you want college credit? Do you want to get that done and over with? But also making sure that you're balancing that and not stressing yourself out with too much rigor. And we'll talk about that on the next slide as well. Many times students feel that they get dumped into classes or they don't get the electives that they want. And the best way to do this, to avoid this, is to pick alternates. And by picking an alternate that allows your counselor to move things around in your schedule before you register. And then think about your pathway. So I don't expect everyone to know exactly what they want to do after high school, but it is good and healthy to think about what you want to do. So you don't necessarily have to know 100%, but at least to be thinking about it, and then taking a course that aligns with your pathway will help you to figure out if you're very interested in it or maybe you want to go a different direction. And so additional items to think about: make sure to balance your mental health and your schedule requests. So a rigorous course load looks very different for every student. So what's rigorous for you might not be the same rigorous for the student next to you. And so it doesn't necessarily mean all honors classes if you don't think you can handle that. So there's a healthy amount of stress that goes into taking classes, but you don't want to push yourself so far that mentally you're not able to handle it all. So if you need help figuring out what that is, you should talk with your current teachers and your school counselor. So your current teachers know that they know your work ethic, they know what stresses you out, and they can help you balance that out as well as your counselor can help as well. If you are planning to attend college, and when we talk about attending college, it doesn't mean that everyone has to go to a 4-year university or that college is the right answer for everyone. There are lots of 2-year programs, certificate programs that maybe take 6 months or a year, and then the trades also offer college programs as well. So when we talk about college, it doesn't necessarily mean a 4-year college that you go away to. It means any sort of post-secondary training that will help you get a skill or certification that helps you in life. And so when we look at that, we really want you to think about what classes you will need for those programs. And so some of these examples are about math, but Purdue West Lafayette requires 2 years of a world language. So if you haven't started a world language yet, but Purdue is on your list, you might need to think about that, scheduling it for next year so that you can get that done. Purdue and IU also require extra math. And so a lot of students like to get math done and out of the way, and they don't want to take extra. Not everybody, some students love math. But it's important for you to think about where you want to go and what they require so that you set yourself up to be admitted wherever you want to go after high school. And so don't limit your post-secondary plans or your college list by not taking the correct courses. If you need help with that, you should talk to your counselor. And so the last step in this process is to Zoom with your counselor April 20th through the 23rd. We'll be scheduling 20-minute appointments during that time, and there are some evening appointments available. After this video is done, you guys are able to go in and schedule those appointments, or you can wait to talk to your parents to see what time works for them. And so when we're looking at who is your counselor, let me move myself again here. Last names A through G are Mrs. Hamilton. Last names H through O, Mrs. Orchard. Last names P through Z, Mrs. Hensley. And then you will see at the very bottom there, we have our school counseling intern, Ms. Clendaniel, and she will see last names G, O, and P. You also can schedule with her if those aren't your last names, or if there's a conflict with your counselor where you need a specific time, but they are not free. So she's also available to talk to you about your schedule. All right, so we are almost done here. We want you guys to think about your dreams and your plans. This is all about you. We are here to help you and assist you, but make sure that you're thinking about your interest. Think about early college opportunities that might help you after you graduate high school, career and technical education options, and then really preparing yourself and planning for your future. We are here to help, and if you guys have any questions, please reach out to your counselor or to me. But I hope you guys have a good day, and I appreciate you watching this video because I do think there's helpful information in here to help you guys with scheduling. Have a great day.